In this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to start Amazon online arbitrage in 2026. This is going to be a step-by-step guide where we go over setting up your selling account, realistic expectations, any software and tools you'll actually need, along with prep supplies, and finally, what to do and what not to do when you first start sourcing. Amazon has changed a lot over the past couple of years, especially since I got started. So instead of giving you recycled information from 2020 or 2021, this is going to be completely fresh. And as someone who still actively sells on Amazon looking to grow to $3 million this year, all with online arbitrage, this is the core fundamentals I would recommend to anyone looking to get started today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. All right, so here's how we're going to start Amazon online arbitrage in 2026 with 5 simple steps. So the first question we need to answer is what, why, and how. And it's based off of these 3 important questions. So what is Amazon online arbitrage? Why online arbitrage over other business models like private label, wholesale, retail arbitrage? And how do we make money from selling products on Amazon through the arbitrage business model? And for what is Amazon online arbitrage? Well, very simply, we are buying brand name products from retail websites such as Target, Kohl's, and Walmart. We're then reselling them on Amazon for a profit, no product creation, no manufacturing, no ads, no marketing, nothing like that, because we are already able to sell with brands that have proven demand, so we don't have to go and do any of the heavy lifting. And why I prefer online arbitrage over other business models is that it's low startup cost with low risk, it has high leverage, and you can source any product online. And once you have this business outsourced to a team of VAs and a prep center, you can operate fully remote from anywhere in the world. So now how do we make money with online arbitrage? Well, we supply products where demand and margin is present. So effectively, we're earning profit as a middleman, which is going to be a third-party seller. And over 60% of Amazon sales year over year come from third-party sellers like you or I. So now that you understand these 3 important questions, it's time to get into the second point here, and that's going to be realistic expectations, okay? So you will likely not make 10K per month in your first 6 months selling, and I'm talking 10K profit per month, okay? That's just not realistic. You're also not going to be running 50% margin because Amazon already takes half your margin just from selling on their platform with fees. This business is capital intensive and has risk, okay? It is impossible for you to win on every item you buy, and you will lose money, especially in the beginning. It's just part of the game. It's part of learning. So because of this, your first 6 months should be spent learning the business. You want to be able to make as many small mistakes as possible here, learning from those mistakes and implementing solutions, and solely focusing inputs over outputs. I see way too often sellers quit because they're way too focused on trying to make their first 5,000 profit month by their 3rd month. And that's just not going to happen, okay? You need to give this time. This is a business, right? So we need to make sure that we're being patient and playing the long game and not just looking for a quick buck, because Amazon is not just a get-rich-quick scheme. It can be an actual business if you operate like a business owner. So if you can accept that there's going to be risk, and you will lose sometimes, if you can put in 10 to 15 hours weekly, okay, I was doing this when I worked at Target part-time and went to college full-time, and you can focus on learning over earning, you will make progress, okay? You will 100% make progress. I want to show you guys something here. This was my first full month selling on Amazon, okay? You can see that I only sold around $1,000 worth of product, and my gross profit was $238 while my net was in the negatives. Now at that time, I had just invested into my first mentorship, so that was a little bit unrealistic of a net profit there, but all in all, I only made $250, okay? But then in my 6 months selling, I was able to grow this to over $30,000 in revenue and make $6,000 profit in just my 6 months selling on Amazon. And if we fast forward to today, this was last month in January of 2026, which is where I sold right around $175,000 worth of product. And the gross profit on that was about $23,000, with net numbers being somewhere around $14,000 to $15,000. This was just taken at the time where my bookkeeper hadn't had the numbers updated yet. But you guys can see that this stuff really compounds quickly, but you have to stay consistent. And more importantly, you can never quit. And you need the right expectations and mindset around not quitting so that you don't ever come to that point. Okay, so now that you have a good idea of what you should expect from this business starting out, next thing we're going to go into talking about is going to be the software and tools that you're going to need to get started. So what you're going to need to go ahead and get started is you're going to need an Amazon Pro seller account for $40 a month. Do this over the regular one. I'm going to explain why in a second. SellerAmp is going to be $20 a month. Keepa is going to be $20 a month. Sellerboard is going to be $20 a month, and Google Sheets and Excel is free. So just in starting costs for your softwares, you're just going to need to have $100 a month saved up, and you can can go ahead and get started. Now, why do you need a pro seller account? Okay, well, first you're going to get access to buy box eligibility. You're going to need this to basically make sales, because if you are not eligible to sell in the buy box, you're going to have a very hard time making sales. Also, you get to list unlimited ASINs and SKUs, and it allows you to apply for ungates, which is going to help expand your catalog. So all three of these points are very important, and there's other benefits that come with the pro seller account. So just get it for 40 bucks a month. It's an absolute necessity. Next is going to be SellerAmp. So this is going to be a profit calculator for sourcing, and it breaks down all of our associated fees. So this tool here is going to tell you basically if you're profitable or not on a certain ASIN that you're trying to go sell, which if you don't know, an ASIN is just another term for a product. And Keepa is going to be your product research tool to actually verify that the products you're finding profitably are going to sell the same way you expected them to upon seeing them for the first time. You're also going to get access to a tool called Keepa Product Finder, which is a little bit more advanced, but is 100% the best way to source products in 2026. And this is going to contain price, velocity, and competition historical charts. And that comes with the Keepa $20 a month subscription. And you will always use SellerAmp and Keepa when product sourcing together. It is non-negotiable. These are the two things you absolutely need to start doing product research and find profitable products. Next thing you're going to need is Sellerboard, like we said. So this is going to be your profit and loss tracker. It manages all your revenue and returns after fees. So all you have to do is input your COGS, and it can store external COGS too. So let's say you go and buy a box to go and ship products out FBA. You can just go ahead and enter that you paid $5 for the box, and then it knows to calculate that off of your net profit so that you have accurate books. And then Google Sheets is going to be able to keep track of your inventory purchases. And if you have no idea exactly what you need in your Google Sheets, like what columns to configure, I went ahead and put my copy of the Google Sheets that I use till this day to track my inventory in the description, so you can grab it for free down there below. So with this, now you have a software stack that's going to run you about 100 bucks a month, but it's the absolute bare necessities that you're going to need. And really, this is going to do most of the heavy lifting you need early on. So the next thing we're going to talk about is your prep supplies, okay? So if you're obviously going to buy product, you need to be able to prep it to go and send it off to the Amazon warehouse. All right, so here's a quick supplies checklist I made for you. It's going to run you about 100 to 150 bucks just to get started. This isn't monthly or anything, but you will need boxes to send your inventory out again to the Amazon warehouse. I recommend getting these from Walmart. They range typically from about $1 to $3 a box. Shipping tape you can buy from Amazon. A scale you can buy from Amazon. A thermal printer you can buy from Amazon. Any Rolos, so you're going to need these 2x1 FNSKU Rolo labels. And then you're also going to need just regular 4x6 shipping labels to go ahead and actually ship your boxes off to the Amazon warehouse. You can get both of these at Amazon. The 4x6 shipping labels you can get for free on UPS.com, but for me personally, they've always been a pain, and they're only 10 bucks for 500 labels, so save yourself the convenience and just go and buy for 10 bucks on Amazon. Packing supplies, you can fill excess space, so just reuse this from when you're buying products from suppliers. They'll send you some packing supplies, obviously, so that whatever they're sending you doesn't break, and you can go ahead and reuse those, so that's totally free. And then sometimes Amazon will require something called a poly bag, which is just basically a bundling bag that you'll put stuff when you're selling bundles, or if you're selling clothing and they need this poly bag requirement, you can go ahead and get those again if required. And what I went ahead and did for this as well was linked all of the supplies that I use when I used to prep in the description. And again, that's going to run you about 100 to 150 bucks a month. So all in all, you're looking at a total startup cost of only $200 to $300, which is pretty good, especially considering that, you know, there's a lot more opportunity than just $200 to $300 a month with this business. Okay, and now we've made it to the fifth and final step, which I'm sure you guys are ready for, is going to be your sourcing journey. So this is going to be the benchmark and starting point of where everything takes off. And what I did for this was I decided to give you guys a couple of quick tips so that you don't burn your account or make any silly mistakes. So what I would recommend to not do is first start targeting random clearance deals. You're just going to find low quality products and stuff that isn't replenishable down the line. And more so off of that replenishable topic, it's not necessarily a bad thing if you can only find a product one time. But what is unfortunate is if you find that product one time and you can't learn anything from that. So for example, you can't learn how you made it profitable, if that sale never comes around again, if you're never buying from that supplier again. Those are sort of like the dead end leads. Not that you should skip them, but they're just lower quality. Next thing is going to be looking up random brands on Amazon.com. This just wastes a lot of time, and I used to do this when I was new as well. I was thinking that, oh, I just sell something from Nike, and I'd look it up, realize I can't sell Nike, and not only that, I had no idea what I was looking for. We're also not going to be buying from Alibaba or Sketch websites. This is going to lead to account health risks and can get you deactivated. deactivated, which if you do get deactivated on Amazon, they are within their rights to withhold all of your payouts. So you definitely don't want to be playing around with that. Next thing is going in store and doing RA. All right. RA is a great business model to start you out and to give you some early proof of concept, but we aren't here to build a side hustle. We're here to build a real business. At least I'm assuming that's why you're watching this. But more importantly, you're here to get your foot in the door with online arbitrage. And because of that, we are buying all of our products online. And the last thing is targeting massive size brands. You're just not going to be able to sell these early on. So again, think about like your Nike, Adidas, any big brand that you could really think of that you might think, oh, I can make a buck on this. You probably can't because you're not even eligible to sell. So most of these you won't be able to sell, and you may even be hard gated on some, which basically enables you from even being able to submit a selling application. So to fix all these problems, what you're going to do instead is you are going to storefront stock small OA competitors. Okay, so this is actually going to remove any confusion when it comes to not knowing what you should look to sell, because all you're going to do is look at what your competitors are selling and try and get that for a cheap price and flip it for more on Amazon. Okay, you're going to buy from trusted retailers and distributors. You want to make sure that we're buying from safe, reputable websites. And the last thing is target those smaller brands that you've probably never heard of. You are likely to get higher approval odds. So I would also recommend, if you're going to start storefront stock people with lower review counts, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Typically sellers who are under 10 reviews tend to have these smaller brands that are going to be auto approved for you to go ahead and start selling immediately as a beginner. And that is everything it is going to take you from steps 1 through 5 to go ahead and get started selling on Amazon in 2026. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and definitely comment if you have any questions on any of this stuff, because I'm more than happy to help. And I understand that starting this business when you're entirely new can be really confusing. There's a lot of technical terms, lots of other tools and stuff that you're going to use. So feel free to drop a comment. And again, if you guys need any of the supplies or tools mentioned in this video, these are all linked in the description, along with the Google Sheet inventory tracker that I still use till this day to track my inventory. And if there's one more thing I think you guys should go ahead and check out, it's going to be my weekly newsletter. In here, I drop information and share game that I don't share anywhere else on YouTube or on the internet. And sometimes I'll even include more free stuff in the newsletter similar to what I gave you guys here. So definitely be sure to sign up for free. So with all of that out of the way, I will catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.